upcoming Maverick Triathlon freshman and soon-to-be Team USA para-triathlete Emma Meyers. Thanks for coming today. Emma, you've been here in Grand Junction a couple of days and kind of getting the lay of the land. What's your excitement level as you begin your college adventure and kind of making history here at CMU?
I'm really, I don't think this is on. Is it on?
You're good.
Oh, okay. I'm really excited. I've actually gotten to know some of my teammates. We hung out yesterday, so getting familiar with the area, getting settled in, and meeting people is what I've been up to.
Tell us about your visits in the fall, kind of the initial attraction to CMU. What made you decide to come to college here?
A bit of everything, actually. So CMU meets my academic and athletic requirements. They're also a good school. They have such a strong triathlon team, and everybody who I've been talking to and everybody who I've met has been super proactive.
Jen, when you first talked to Emma and when she came on her visit, what was it that attracted you to her and having her become a Maverick?
When I first heard from Emma, she contacted me first, just starting the college search and saying that she was interested in our program. And I think we talked over Zoom first. And I thought that she had a lot to offer personally in what she could offer to our team culture. And then also she's a great athlete, and it was really exciting that she had the opportunity to try to qualify for the Olympics. And now that she has, it's even more exciting. And then when she came out to visit, it really confirmed what I had felt about her, that she's just a great person, and I think she's going to be a great addition to the team.
Emma, here in 2-3 weeks, you'll be across the ocean in France and getting ready for the Paralympics. What's kind of your excitement level? Obviously, you've traveled the world a fair amount, but kind of a new level, wouldn't you say?
I'm excited about everything. This is my first games, so I don't know what to expect, and I'm even more stoked to race alongside my teammates and represent the U.S.
Go ahead and open up for questions if you'll use the mic for us.
Emma, can you kind of take us through the qualifying of how you decided, hey, I'm going to try to qualify for this and see what happens, or what all did you go through to qualify for the Paralympics?
So 2024 mine has been a goal of mine for like over a decade. So I started out swimming, and so my goal was to qualify for the Paralympics in swimming. But then once when I found my passion for triathlon, it switched over. And then about the qualification, so they take the top 9 of each classification, and 2 from each country are able to qualify.
What about the triathlon just like really connected you, or really connected to you more so than any of the other sports you tried?
I think all of aspects of it. I love the variation. You have the swim, bike, and run, but then you also have the strength and everything else that is along the side. But also the teammates and the experiences I've had. Triathlon is an individual sport, but yet it's so much of a team sport as well.
Emma, you talked about finding your passion for triathlon after starting in pool. What goes into, like, 'cause obviously it's all very stamina, cardio based, but it's also very different disciplines. Mm-hmm. Is there like crossover in between the different stretches of it? Do you think it's a totally different kind of ball game each leg? What goes into that?
I would say it's a total different ball game because I mean you have some things that are common, but for the most part it's a completely different individual sport put into one race.
And then obviously you grew up in a very different part of the country. Has the altitude gotten you yet? How are you getting ready for that?
It has. I did a ride this morning, and I was looking at places to ride, and so I looked on Strava, the routes they have, and when I was searching it, I searched up for the least amount of elevation that I could possibly do. And the elevation was, I think, like 600 to 700, and as soon as I started making the incline, I was feeling it. But I'm always appreciate the challenge, and then it also just strengthen my lung capacity and just overall.
Have you had a chance to go to the Colorado National Monument yet? That's the first thing we got to ask.
That's actually the first thing I did when I was on my visit. So, yes.
And you said, I am not riding my bike on this, right?
Some of my teammates took me to some of the routes they do for training, and that just made me respect them even more. I know, it's crazy. I'm always just driving by and I'm like, wow, go with them. And then when I'm doing it, I'm not thinking that in my head at all.
So here in a couple weeks, you're going to get to go, represent your country in the Paralympics. Probably the biggest event, that you could do. Just how does it feel to not only represent CMU and the city of Grand Junction, but also the country on your back and the country on the front of your jersey as well?
I am forever grateful, and I'm so thankful for everybody who has supported me along the journey and who has helped me.
Emma, it's so impressive to be able to get to go to the Paralympics and get to go to Paris. But there's just something about making history here, becoming the first ever NCAA athlete to compete in the triathlete. So what does that mean for you? What is that going to be like when you get to make history? And has this been a goal for you? Did you know that you could get to make history like this?
This was not something that I planned on making history, actually. It's just a nice convenience. And about making history, I'm just excited to open new doors for future para-athletes.
That's awesome. And now that you're going to get to experience the highest level of competition at the Paralympics, how do you think that experience you're going to be able to take with you here at Colorado Mesa and have an experience that so few really get to live?
I think it'll help me overall, in all aspects. It'll help me grow, as a person. It'll help my racing experience, and just being there.
I was hoping, I'm curious, about your upbringing. When we spoke, you talked about how you kind of moved around a bit. Just talk about how you think your upbringing and your life experiences have helped you achieve what you have achieved and put you at this stage.
So I moved a couple times throughout my childhood because my father was military. And so when I was younger, moving was harder because, you would have, you'd be all settled, you have this home, you have your friends, and then like 2 to 3 years later, you have to move and restart all over again. But one thing it has helped me is it's helped me gain social skills and see the world in a different perspective than most people do. I've met so many people along the way, and I've just got to meet so many wonderful people that have made an impact in my life.
So, kind of the old cliches, it takes a village. Just kind of giving us a look into your background, who are maybe some coaches, or you mentioned your family, who have just been a key part of you to get to this point, committing to be a college athlete and the Paris Games, just the whole thing. Who are the people who've helped get you here?
I have to say everybody. My coaches have definitely played a big impact, as well as my family and my teammates. But to me, community is immensely important. And so my achievements are not just my own, but they're also a collective accomplishments of everybody who has supported and helped me along the way.
And then I believe when we spoke, I think it was earlier in the year, you mentioned, aren't you part of a mentor program for other people looking to get into Paralympic or para-athletes, something like that?
So I'm part of the junior development team, and so what it is, it's I think it's athletes who are 23 and under, and so these are the teammates that I'm doing all these races. These are up and coming athletes, and everybody who I have met across has mentored me. So it's not like a specific program or like a specific someone. Everybody has mentored me along the way.
And how just a minute, you got to go to them and be like, hey guys, I'm gonna go to Paris. What was that moment like?
Honestly, it was speechless. I was speechless because I've been working so hard. It's been a couple-year process. I've had my ups and downs, and so making it, I was just, I just couldn't. I cannot describe or put into words the emotions I felt when I got the call saying that I made it.
Could you just elaborate a little bit more on when you got the call? Where were you?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
So I got the call. I actually got the call a bit later than everyone else. So they said they were going to give us a call and to expect a call. But at the same time, I was actually on a flight. So one of my prosthetists, the guy who does all my sports legs, my bike leg and my running leg, he lives up in Washington. And so I was taking a trip from Pensacola up to Washington, which is like 5 hours. And so within these 5 hours, I was expecting a call, but I couldn't have my phone or answer it. So it was the longest 5 hours. Fortunately and thankfully, the USA Triathlon Committee actually postponed the announcements for people who made the team because they weren't able to reach me at that time. So, yeah. It was the longest 5 hours of my life, I have to say.
When you got off the plane, did you just have like all these missed calls?
I had all these messages. I had people say, Emma, where are you at? Why aren't you answering your phone? Emma, pick up your phone. And I couldn't because, I was flying, but at the same time, I was unboarding a plane. Everybody was there, and I kept being, hello, So as soon as I got off the phone, I did answer and call back.
Probably made a big scene in the airport.
Oh, yeah. My grandma was right beside me. She was the one who traveled with me. And she's one of my biggest supporters, and I think she was more emotional than I was, which it's something.
Emma, so just going back to your decision to come here, was there a moment on your visit, when you're kind of walking around, seeing the facilities, you're like, yeah, this is the place for me?
I don't think it was one moment. I think small pieces made my decision super easy to say yes. I absolutely love the outdoors, and Colorado is an amazing place to spend all your time outdoors. The teammates I've gotten, I had the chance to meet, and then over the last couple months, I've gotten to know them better. And all the athletics, is amazing here, and so is the academics.
Going back to something you said earlier, just for people who don't know, you mentioned how you have your bike leg and your swimming
Yeah.
leg. What, for the people who don't know, what is like the difference there?
So I don't know if I can pop off my leg, actually.
Go for it.
All right. Do I need to hold this, or can you guys?
I'll hold it for you.
Okay, thanks. So this is my walking leg, and so the difference between my walking leg and my running leg is the curve, and so this is a spring, so when I'm running, it mimics an ankle. So I'm able to get that spring, and my leg is able to push me forward with the momentum. My cycling leg is similar to my walking leg, but instead of having this carbon fiber blade, it just has a metal rod. And the reason why I have a metal rod and not the spring is as you're cycling and as you do pedal stroke, you lose power. And, racing, it's all about trying to get the best and be the most effective in your race. So within my cycling foot, I have the socket, which my leg goes in. Then I have the metal rod, and then I have a foot. It's aerodynamic. I'll have to show you sometime, but it's aerodynamic, and then at the bottom of it is a bike cleat. And so I'm able to clip in. I don't have a shoe that is my shoe. It's just essentially a leg. And then my swim fin, I don't know if you've seen the movie, what is it called? Dolphin Tale.
Oh, yeah.
So it's about the dolphin. And so my prosthetist actually looked at the design, and so it's a similar replica of the tail that Winter had. And the way it stays on, so there's a fin, and then it's like the socket, but I forgot the material it is. But it's a flexible material, and then it stays on with a sleeve. So I have all different legs for all different purposes. Some of them I actually, just keep after I use them, just to have a spare. Yeah.
Awesome. Have you been to that aquarium?
I have. I actually got to meet Winter the dolphin. My sister and I were able to pet her and do like tricks with her.
Yep.
So
That's a cool dolphin.
it was. Yeah, she is.
Growing up in Florida, like, you'd have to go to that.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think we lived in Florida at the time, but we definitely made the trip to go see her.
It's awesome.
And then, Coach, just what went into recruiting Emma, getting her to come out here? I gotta imagine that process. Obviously, very talented. She was on your radar. But just what went into it?
So I have sort of a routine, I guess, for any recruit that I'm looking at. They contact me or I contact them. I look at kind of their history, how they've performed in various sports in triathlon. If they do triathlon, some of them only do single sport. And then I get on a Zoom call with them, kind of get to know them a little bit better, ask them questions about the kind of person they are, and try to feel out how I think they can fit into our team. And if at that point I like everything that I see, then I invite them out for a visit, and which I did. And Emma came out, and during that visit, we have a chance for her to train with the team. She stays in the dorms with one of the freshmen so she can get a real feel for what it's like here on campus and attend some classes, meet with some advisors and some people in athletics, and key people that are going to be in her life here on campus. And after that, usually when I invited her, I already knew that I wanted her here. So it's kind of me like schmoozing her and trying to convince her that this is where she wants to be. And it worked out. And so then she called me later and said she decided to come here, and here we are.
Rest is history.
So we already talked about sightseeing in Colorado. Paris, I mean, I don't know how much time you're going to have on your hands, but I got to imagine, are you going to go maybe to the Eiffel Tower, maybe the Louvre? Are you going to have time for any of that? Is it
Of course, of course, and I'm gonna make time. So before my race, the opening ceremony I think is like the 28th, and my race is the 1st. So within the 3 days, I'll just be focused on my race and getting ready for the race. But afterwards, I'm just gonna chill, you know, enjoy being in Paris and experiencing the games.
Are they going to make you swim in that river?
I hope so. I at least hope they have the swim. So during the test event, unfortunately, we were unable to swim, and so we did a duathlon. So I'm really hoping that this race is a triathlon. And and I'm gonna swim in it no matter what. I'm gonna try to, because I mean I've been training for a triathlon and I want to do a triathlon. So I'm really hoping that I'm able to swim.
See, obviously with triathlon, the transition periods are so important, and obviously you're pretty good at getting your leg changed. I mean, that's got to be part of the training, isn't it?
It is.
Getting the right leg or your fin on at the right time and quickly.
Yeah, so there'll be times like once or twice a week where I'll just focus and work on transition, which will be like I mimic and I do like maybe a 200-meter like run, and then I'll do my transition, and then I'll bike, you know, like a loop around my neighborhood, and then I'll switch everything. And so transition is one of the most important things. So it helps. It definitely helps because, you know, time is key there. So if you, with even in like 10 seconds can make a big difference, and it can determine whether or not, you know, you podium.
So you looking forward to how much swag you're going to get once you get checked in? I mean, you see the ones, you see the swag from the Olympics, and they're like, I'm out of room in my bag for all this stuff.
Yeah, I am excited. I've seen all the videos, so I'll have to start making videos myself. I have a lot of people that want to make videos and share, so I'm going to start getting the habit of posting on a regular basis and giving everybody updates.
You said, you know, you're like an advocate for para-athletes and all. I mean, once you get back onto campus, you're going to try to do some outreach with other veterans or, you know, anybody to kind of help them realize that they can become athletes?
Absolutely. What I want to do as a career is I want to help with people with disabilities, you know, on mental health and on and promote active lifestyle.